Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide, and in today's video we are checking out the update 3.15 for the Remarkable platform. In my hand I have here my Remarkable Paper Pro, so that's what I'm going to be using to check out the new features and functionalities that the update 3.15 brings to the Remarkable ecosystem, but this should come across to Remarkable 2 as well as Remarkable 1, I believe. So let's check it out. This is basically the first update that we've gotten since the release of the Remarkable Paper Pro. So I was interested to actually kind of see, is this going to kind of signal a change of some kind or not? Or are we going to just continue to see the incremental small updates and fixes as we've come to be used to from Remarkable? And 3.15 is really not different from previous trends that Remarkable has, which is not surprising. It was just something to kind of see if it's going to change or not. So no. So with the update 3.15, we get a handful of things, basically just a couple. So we have select with ease, which means that we now have a new marker gesture where basically it makes it smoother to work with your content and move things around. Using the selection tool, you can now select all handwritten notes below a certain point on the page by drawing a horizontal line across it. This makes it easier to include annotations in the margins no matter how long the page is. I'm going to try it out and see. I guess that this kind of thing really applies mainly to people who embrace the vertical scrolling page in a good way, so that they can kind of maybe divide it up or easily select these things, because I would assume that you don't have the option to add to a selection. So if you wanted to select the content beyond what you see on a page, on an infinitely scrolling page, you didn't have an option to do that before, but this is something that should make it possible to do that. Then they've introduced the ability to have a longer passcode length. So basically you can make it 4, 6, or 8 digits long, which is fine. And then we have also the onboarding process has been a little bit more improved. And now, after you set up your paper tablet for the first time, a blank slate full of possibilities can be a little daunting. To give a warm welcome of to the new Remarkable users, we've added a notebook with tasks that make it more engaging to explore different features. That's interesting. I actually like that. I think that's a very interesting approach to basically onboard people into the environment and the ecosystem that the Remarkable is. And then we have other improvements. So successes lies in subtleties, and we've already added plenty of small improvements to the look of the tooltips. Okay, cool. New messages in empty screens and clear settings. To keep your data private, we've also cleaned up the temporary storage of thumbnail images from your work stored in third-party cloud integrations such as Google Drive. So this is interesting to actually kind of see, because if you remember a few videos back, I did make a video where I was talking about my concern where I accidentally ran into the issue that the tablet was keeping thumbnail images of personal photographs and things like that, basically anything that Google Drive delivers, without it ever being needed or used by the tablet, which is a security risk. And when I raised the ticket with Remarkable, to say the least, I didn't get a helpful response, nor did I get a response that this is something that they might want to actually look at. So the customer response and the response with their customers is not something that's been improved, but it is at least really good to see that they are reactive. So when you do expose something and you bring it to their attention, if it's strong enough, then they do actually get to action. So this is a really nice thing to see, that there's a definitive reaction to a privacy concern that has been raised previously, that in the next update it has been resolved. So that's very, very cool to see. All right, so that's the overview of the release 3.15. Passcode length, nothing to actually test. Getting started, I'm not going to reset the tablet in order to just test that out. So basically the only thing that we can test is this only feature, which is select with ease. So let's see how this works. All right, so I made a copy of an irrelevant document, something really old that I've been working on. So, and for example, here I have some content on page 4 and some on page 1. And let's say that I wanted to just get all of the contents of or some of the contents of the page 4 down to page 1 and I guess underneath it or something like that. So I'm just trying to think of a practical scenario where I would be able to use something like this. So for example, let's say that I've done all of this writing and what they said, like marker, and then no, not there, but here, and then just draw a line. Did I misunderstand something? Didn't it say that it should be able to select all of the contents underneath it? Let's check the release notes. Marker gestures make it smoother to work with. Using the selection tool, you can now select all handwritten notes below a certain point on the page by drawing a horizontal line across it. This makes it easier to include. Okay, so let me see, what do they show on the... Well, I'm not getting that, because they are showing that you draw a horizontal line with the marker and that I should get an option to select below. As far as I can see, it says select below, but yeah, I'm not getting that to happen. All right, so here's the point of contention and where the problem actually lies, and that is that using the selection tool, you can now select all hidden notes below a certain point on the page, here we go, by drawing a horizontal line across it. The key bit of information that's missing is by drawing a horizontal line across it and holding the pen on the screen, or just performing the same gesture as a line or something. So the bit of information here is very misleading, but the point is of this whole video, that's going to be very short, is that I want to make a correction, because I want to make it plain that yeah, now that I know how it works, I want to try it out, and I do genuinely want to check it out, because as I said in the original video, this is something that I think is a genuinely useful type of a feature, especially if you have this type of a situation where you actually have a vertically scrolling page. So let's try. Like a line, hold, and then it works. Okay, cool. And now select, and it actually selects. So this is very cool, and this is what I was hoping to actually be able to see when working with this one. And of course, it's my miss that I didn't try that, but considering that I've been working 17-hour work days for over 2 months now, yeah, I'm fine with that. And for those who aren't, well, that's just, I don't really care. I'm just giving you my honest take on everything here, and what you take of that is just a reflection of yourself and your own kind of opinion. So here we go. And that's basically really, really cool that you can have this kind of stuff kind of functioning, that you can make room for additional space here, and that you can actually do a little bit more. So what I'm interested in a little bit more actually is if I do this, and I select below, because this was the original thing that I wanted to try out in the original video. So that was basically, if I do a few copies here, and I'm trying to simulate a vertical notebook that has a page with a lot of content, so that we have like vertical content, because previously it would have been very, very difficult, if not impossible, to actually make a selection of that's taller than the page itself. So what I'm wondering is, if I draw a line here and I do select below, will it, whoop, yep, it selects the whole thing. So how is the navigation then? Can I scroll? Excuse me. Yes, I can. And then I can do this. and then I have the whole page here. Cool. So this, I think, is a really, really useful feature. This is why I've made this correction video, so that it's kind of more complete, that I do show that it actually works. And if somebody else has problems in figuring out how this functionality actually works, because it's a really, really useful functionality, that they may actually find this information useful, hopefully. In my original video, because I did not have time to actually explore, nor did I envision that there's going to be a gotcha moment, I just proceeded to record the thing and test the feature on the fly as I was recording it. However, I encountered the issue that I wasn't able to actually get the functionality to work. The problem is that the instructions that the Remarkable has included in the release notes are not complete, and I'm not the only one who actually got confused about this. There's actually quite a few people who did get confused. Now, the thing that's on me is that considering that I'm making these videos and things like that, when I encountered that issue, I should have went online and tried to look for the workaround so that I can have a complete video and provide the workaround as well, not make a supplemental video. Unfortunately, as I previously described, the work-related workload that I have currently, that's absolutely not YouTube related at all, means that I have close to zero extra time available for these kinds of things. So that's what I could and should have done better, so that's on me. But what's on Remarkable, absolutely 100%, is that they should definitely include an improvement on their release notes and guides, because the guide that they provided was not straightforward or good enough for even an experienced user to figure out what's going on, let alone somebody who has no experience or anything like that. So I hope that this clarification helps somebody in the future who may be lost or confused with the functionality as I was previously. And again, my apologies for not providing the complete information in the original video. So I'll try to avoid that kind of thing happening. And as I said, lessons all around, we're all learning. This is the first time that I'm trying to combine a super high pressure situation and a very long high pressure segment of my workload that has nothing to do with YouTube and YouTube together. And of course, mistakes are going to be made, and this was one of them. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye.